So I really don't expect anybody to join me, but just felt like inking this piece I started in the Dungeons and Dragons themed sketch session the other day. So I figured I might as well do it on the stream or on a stream. So when I drew the character, I was asked what his name would be. I hadn't really thought about it, but I just called him Chet. Kind of after the Bill Paxton character from Weird Science, Chet the Mindflayer. So if you're wondering where the title for the video came from, that's it. Made him kind of a studious Mindflayer. Got his scrolls and stuff in his flare bag. And trying to have some fun inking it there. Using a Kuretake brush to keep the lines a little more vibrant. And then once I get the inking done, I'll erase out the pencils and I'll figure out some color scheme for them. I just don't know what color yet. I did put the link to the StreamYard in the video description if anybody wants to join me. If not, I don't know. That's fine. I've got some D&D type music playing in my ear, kind of stuff you'd hear in the background of a tavern. So nobody talks to me. I'm good. Get myself entertained that way. Pull the brush. I'm still getting used to using a brush. I'm not that good at it. I tend to forget to do things sometimes, like make sure I'm pulling the brush instead of trying to push against the point where it ends up spreading the tip. So as a result, you're going to see me turning the page more than I probably would if I was just using a pen. And like when I was doing the penciling, I didn't take into account the strap for the bag. So that's why it's just a black line right now. I'm just going to do the outline for it instead during the inking phase. The mind flayers are pretty cool looking creatures. Get that Cthulhu vibe going on. I'll make this. So even though I'm getting used to the brush pen, I do like it because of the varying line thicknesses and line weights. Just kind of make the drawing a bit more lively, not so static looking as if you were using like the Copic multi-liners, just a one thickness all the way throughout. But I still use those a lot too, so don't. I'm not trying to be elitist or anything. Just something I need to get better at. These brush pens, and I do like the varying control. Now I have some nerve damage where I have like pinch nerves in my spine, so these two fingers always kind of feel like they're asleep, so I don't have as much control as I would like. But that's just further reason for me to kind of force myself to use it. And you see what I mean about pulling, right? So I'm pulling into these curves right now. I can also use the arcs of the wrist. And if I was on a bigger easel, I could use the arc of my elbow, but it's kind of hard for me to do at the table. So I have to rely on my wrist more. See, if I was doing this like a comic book, I would have just put X's here to indicate for blocking in with all black. But I wasn't originally planning on inking this, so I figured I'd just go ahead and, I just went in with a light pencil to do the sketch and a darker soft lead to darken up the lines. Then I kind of like this. I figured, let me just go ahead and work it up a bit more. You see what happens here if I don't have the the pen control? You look closely. I can zoom in. You see how the line got wavy on me. Part of the process of learning. You just put some extra strokes in there to cover up for that faux pas. If I have any professional inkers watching, if you want to throw me some tips, no problem. I do watch a lot of people though. I mean, Richard Fiend, I think his name is. Watch a lot of his videos. And David Finch, I've been watching a lot of his videos recently. Finch's inking style though is very interesting to me because he's like, instead of using the brush first, he would like start with a thin Copic multi-liner and basically use a tech pen. And then the blocking would come in later. Beautiful work though. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that process. See, there are some people watching. I'm kind of surprised because this was an unannounced, unscheduled thing. So if anybody wants to hop in or say hi to me in the chat, do that. And just Chet from the D&D inspired theme the other day. Chet the Mindflayer. I just wanted to see him a little more cleaned up. Speaking of the D&D stream, we'll probably do another one here. I'm just waiting for Jeff D to get back to me because he didn't shoot me down when I asked him if he joined. He just said he couldn't join that weekend. So I replied back to him again to say, hey, you let me know when you can do it, and we'll schedule around you. And I also reached out to Larry Elmore to see if he would be interested in doing a streaming session. he hasn't replied back to me yet, but fingers crossed. And something I might start doing is trying to get some more professionals in to join me on stuff, or actual professionals, not just me. Although my friends are professionals too, so I don't want to denigrate their work. That old school feathering going on. Hello. Hey, there's John J. Murakami speaking to professionals. Good evening, John.
Hey. Facebook. I was going to get echoing. Yeah, the D&D thing was fun, so I decided I was going to just be probably working on like various monsters all month.
Okay. Got you going, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and it looks like it's been like a lot of feedback. Like a lot of people have seen it. They play Dungeons and Dragons, so they recognize the monsters.
Oh yeah.
So,
which one was the best one? Biggest hit so far? Gelatinous Cube or the Duck Rabbit?
I think the Beholder was probably the Kirby turning into a.
Oh, how beholders are made?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get more flack on that, but it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would give you flack over
I don't know. People.
Yeah, I guess fandom is weird.
Yeah,
Let's see. Darren is saying, I know a certain inking style. I can use thick lines to separate different parts of, say, a human face, and thin lines for small details. Yeah, you can use lines for emphasis. You can use them, the varying line weights for shading. You can help separate foreground and background objects with it. Tracy's here. Just a second, Tracy. I'm in the middle of a line, and then I'll add you into the stream. Good evening, Tracy.
Good evening.
Hey, Trace.
Okay, let me zoom back out. Sorry.
Hey, people are here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing a stream. I was just like, I'm sitting. I went into the group room in Comic Jam for a bit, but I got booted out after so much time.
It does that.
It said 7 minutes ago when I checked it. It booted you pretty fast.
I'll just go stream my own.
Well, yeah, it was like 7 minutes. It was pretty fast then.
It does that because it's like, this is sad.
I'm going to turn down the music that I have in my other ears. We have Tracy and John with me.
So for inking, Michael, are you looking at like just various people, or just certain people you're trying to,
Well, I mean, I it's like drawing itself. You pick up a little bit from everybody,
Yeah.
So, like Richard, I'm probably messing up his name. It's either Fiend or Find. Is an inker, whereas David Finch is, I guess, more of a penciler, but he inks his own stuff too. So, I would love to try and figure out how David Finch does it, but I'm not wired that way. I don't think, because you get that very heavy crosshatch style, similar to Jim Lee, and it's a hard thing for me to wrap my head around a bit.
Yeah, I gotta watch more of Walden stuff. Walden Wong, he has his YouTube channel, and he talks about inking like various things, like how to make like space and how he handles drawing certain people and things like that. It's kind of interesting. watching him.
Surprised I haven't come across that one yet.
Yeah.
Richard is a friend.
Was that Walden Wong?
Chun Yi's correcting me. Richard Friend. That might be. Maybe I'm thinking of the last name wrong. Richard Friend. He's an inker, right? Chun. I didn't realize people are that bored that they'd come in and watch me spur of the moment like this.
It's the time.
Is that what it is?
There's nothing on TV.
There's nothing else on.
Yeah. We'll watch Michael.
Okay. Well, at least unlike Ron, is Ron here? At least I'll talk to you. I'll give you my thoughts as I go along, even if you don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just figured out. I felt like inking Chet.
Yeah. I've done various incarnations of the purple worm.
What color are Mindflayers? Kind of purplish blue or something like that? Or?
Yeah, they're kind of like a lavender gray.
Probably end up coloring this guy too. I like the attitude that Chet has. There's a little joint there, you know. Getting his own mind altered before he alters somebody else's. I don't know if to put something on these scrolls or not. These particular brush pens, they're nice because the whole barrel is full of ink, you know, or you can be full of ink. So I haven't had to refill this one yet, but it's got to be coming up pretty close. Yeah, that's probably who I'm thinking of then, Sean. I'm sorry. I butchered his name. Richard Friend.
Sorry.
Salute. Something's heavier. Like that. So you got some more D&D gags to get out of your head, John?
I got tons of them. Actually, I was actually thinking that I probably should have people give me monsters, and then I'll kind of go with it. Just do a different one every day.
Monsters. Kobolds.
This is like the little dog man, huh?
Yeah. Kind of.
Oh, it's weird. Huh. I thought kobolds were like dogs. The way that they're making them look
kind of like hyena men, I think, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hyenas, I guess. Because I don't know. This one, they look more like dragons, like dragon men.
No, maybe I'm getting confused with something else.
No, I think you're right because I remember them as dogs. So they see it like this. It's like a dragon almost. Weird.
Tracy, what are you working on tonight?
More original stuff.
That's good.
Trying to.
You gonna put something together yet?
Yeah. Where is it? Adding to this freaking lineup I've been working on.
You had a story to go with all these characters?
Yeah, it's coming out, sort of. It's like kind of a gag thing right now. Like, I have something, but it's not totally refined yet. But, like, I just spend so much time on personalities. I don't know if that's bad or good, but it's probably bad, but I'm trying to have fun with it. That's the number one rule.
There you go.
Because I did something once and I just stressed out on story and I burnt out for years.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, having fun, not stressing out.
And then this
You can
this
do
one
both.
is this one has been sort of my side project while I was burnt out on the other one. So I was like, yeah, I'll keep rolling with it for the fun then.
Okay.
Cause like, yeah, I just want to make like a first project or something at least, at least to fail once or something. But instead, if you don't do anything, you don't even like present a first thing to fail at.
Yeah. Makes sense. That's me. I'm ultimately a coward.
For like trying to finish a story wise or something. Because you're pretty confident with your artwork, I think. I'd assume.
When it comes to like doing a story or something, I know I have the ability. I just don't have the drive. So leave that to the other people that have more motivation to get something done. Maybe someday, but I'm in no hurry. Hey, Jamie's here. Yes, it's Chet.
That's right. I've seen the icons.
Chet the Mindflayer.
No. Jamie's here in comments or in the screen?
In the comments.
Oh.
In the comments. DMD, you have set characters and you create them yourself. D&D, you create characters. I mean, you could have preset characters, I suppose. I mean, if the dungeon wanted you to play that, but I think it's more fun if you create your own characters. But it's been years since I played, so I'm by no means an expert.
Okay. I asked Jamie about the kobold thing. And she said in Dungeons and Dragons, the reptilian. In the traditional German folklore, kobolds are kind of like goblins. I remember them being like dogs. But
Maybe we're getting confused with something else, John.
no, I'm pretty sure they're kobolds.
about troglodytes?
There you go. Let's move on. That's like half
That
the
was-
people on the net. You troglodyte.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what is that because I've heard that as that insult before.
Look up troglodyte in the monster manual, John. What's it look like?
Like I said, it might be different from what I expect it to be. Troglodyte is more like a reptilian creature.
No, watch out and end up being more dog-like.
Yeah, really. Like, God, funny. This is kind of like how I've envisioned it. That's it. It's kind of like a lizard man.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess troglodyte is another way of saying troll. I guess
I also thought I also thought it sounded like prehistoric, and it does. It says a prehistoric person who lived in a cave.
Okay, sure.
It says a hermit or a person who is regarded as deliberately ignorant or old-fashioned. So I guess there's a D&D one.
This is Michael and I, our era. This is the graphics that we had back then in the monster manual.
Hey, don't knock it, man.
I'm just saying, look how different it is. See?
I mean, I got inspired by a lot of that artwork.
Yeah, I did too. You said Larry Elmore. He was part of this group, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, you look like the classic painting of the dragon, the red dragon on the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah.
That's Larry Elmore. He did a lot of the painting. The first D&D paintings. Because he's actually a traditional painter. So almost all the painted stuff was probably Larry Elmore at the beginning. Jeff D was more of the character line art, the one that's more he's more comic based. Jeff D. So that's kind of where he came to the D&D through that kind of design. Let's see. Jamie says maybe in first edition, second edition, they were dog-like. Some artwork typically them looking like dwarves.
You know, I'm curious now.
Yeah. I know as I get older, my memory is not as trustworthy. So.
Yeah.
Find it?
No, but I did find a game called Kobolds Ate My Baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ears. It's got ears and horns, so I guess it could be a dragon.
But it has a snout and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay, anyway. Alrighty.
I got the interview lined up for Saturday with Jackson.
Was that advertised on Comic Down?
Not yet.
Okay.
Gotta make the promo.
I guess it does say kobolds are reptilian humanoids that worship evil dragons as demigods and serve them as minions and toadies. Well, see, that makes the kobolds cooler now. See, I always thought they were like little dog creatures.
So using some heavier shading just to help enforce the lighting going this way. Reinforce, I should say.
Okay, can we do it a troglodyte? Look at the build of this thing.
One of them, like for the results for Troglodyte, looks like a lizard, but it looks like those kinds of brown lizards you see outside here.
Oh, the Anolis.
Yeah, it looks like an anole.
It's the local version.
Jamie says the one that you held up, the old version, looks like a knoll.
Let's see. Ah, no. Oh, it could be. Maybe that's what I was confusing with. I don't know. This is the knoll. All right, so
What did everybody have for dinner?
A handheld salad.
Oh,
pretty steady with those, though.
My diet during the quarantine and stuff has been pretty crappy, so I need to start getting back. I let my diet go a bit and put some weight back on. I need to get serious again, so I don't have to start. So I don't have to go back to sticking my finger.
My diet before and after the quarantine has been crappy.
hey, quarantine's still going.
Well, before and during, I should say.
Darren had Costco chicken and rice.
Oh, those are pretty affordable. Like, you get a lot for, what, $5, $6? I don't
Sounds
want
like
to guess.
Sounds like Roscoe's chicken and waffles.
All right, so I'm gonna base this kobold off the image I'm seeing for the 5th edition. Yeah, I guess they do look like they have noses. Weird. Hey, so did you look through like the San Diego Comic-Con thing?
The schedule.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot to look through.
Yeah, it's a little unwieldy too.
Yeah,
You have to go through each day, but
yeah.
when it gets
It's not-
closer to it, I'll sit down and figure out what I want to watch, if anything.
There's a lot of good things. I mean, there's neat.
Stan's doing a panel, isn't he?
I don't know if he's doing it for Comic-Con. I know on this Thursday, I think him, Sergio Aragonis, Tom Luth, and Mark Evanier are going to be on Mark Evanier's page. They're going to be streaming, talking about Gru the Wanderer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'll probably try to check that one out.
Did anybody else, since it was on the poster, and I don't know why it's on the poster, I don't think it picked up much. Did anyone else watch Solar Opposites?
Solar Opposites.
That's the guy who did Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I what is it on? Is it on like Hulu?
It's on Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Funded by Hulu.
No, I have not. Of course, I haven't watched Rick and Morty either. So.
Yeah. Yep. Then it would not be the good starter from Rick and Morty. It's like more like a side thing. Yeah. It's okay. It's not awful. I finished it.
You're not really selling it there, Tracy.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's this really amazing side plot that's unique, and it's based off of torturing people in the game Fallout Shelter.
That's kind of funny.
You know, having like a little ant farm of people. It's like that.
I just need some texture here somewhere. I'm going to go with the color. All right, let's go to color. Wheel out my shoot.
Yeah, did you see Copiqu's gonna change the ink cartridges to the smaller ones?
I bought a little multi-level cart that I have all my markers in now.
Is it a tabaret?
No, it's not a tabaret.
Oh.
It's a metal shelf that I got from Target.
Oh, very cool. I just wanted to say tabaret.
Well, I looked at tabarets. I did. But the quality tabarets were super expensive, and the regular tabarets were just crappy build. You know?
This is true.
So I'm not gonna. I didn't want something for like $400.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You know, but that's to get a quality tabaret. That's what you're paying. You know.
That's the word for tonight, people. Tabaret. Look it up.
See, Darren says so much content to consume these days, so little time. There's not a lot of unplayed games waiting to be played. Yeah. I just I got a couple games on my phone. That's all I'm playing right now. I'm not playing any PC games or console games.
Yeah, I've been out of the console scene for like a long time.
Oh, I was just about to say I'm trying to buy a second Nintendo Switch today. Or Switch Lite, and I can't find it anywhere. And then I got to the Nintendo website, and it linked me to Target, and it said out of stock. You can't even order it through Nintendo's website.
Weird.
They send you straight to Target. And then it says not in stock in Target, and you can't order it from like Target online because it's out of stock. So we're at a standstill now.
Yeah, but that's the second one. You have one already, right?
Yeah, but I want to get it for my mom because like you can't like make a second account on Animal Crossing, not that I know of. You have to kind of have an entirely new Switch account.
Oh, they must have some kind of ID to that's processor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no cloud storage for it, and you have to have a Nintendo Online account.
I used to be really on it with Nintendo for a long time. Then I just kind of fell off. I just couldn't afford it anymore. Couldn't keep up with it.
I didn't have a Wii U. I skipped on that one. I was like, I don't care.
I think that's when I kind of like fell off the bandwagon. Like the Wii was the last thing I had,
The Wii was okay.
and the 3DS.
I don't know. Leave the console stuff to my kids. I don't deal with it. I don't know what all we have in the house anymore. It seems like we have something little bit of everything, but
Yeah.
I don't use them. All right, let's color. Bluish gray for the flesh, or is that what we decided, John?
I think more like a lavender gray.
Lavender gray. Okay, so
I don't know, think brain matter, I guess. You know.
let's see if I got a lighter. What a
It
blue.
could be whatever color you want it to be, really.
I know, but
Yeah.
let's see. We got the BB 000. That should be a lighter. Yeah, be on the back just to test the color.
I never picked up too many of the triple 0 anything.
Well, they tend to be the lightest.
Yeah, they were super light. So that's why
like-
to me, I never quite understood.
So like my Anglo flesh tone is a YR 000.
Yeah, it's like a under bass kind of thing, or
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I was watching a few things online about like how different people how they handle the coloring with Copics. It's interesting. Some really layer them. Some work like in other ways.
Looking at the color fidelity right now, this looks kind of looks gray on screen, but it's actually more purple. Actually, if you look at the tip, you can see that the tip is purple.
Yeah.
Let me check my color settings and see if there's anything I can do to white balance, maybe. It's making the whole thing look blue. Exposure. Yeah, I guess I'll just live with it. But trust me when I say it, it looks more purple on paper than it does on the camera.
Plus, it's adding 10 more pounds on camera.
Oh, I still forgot to order my tablet. Haven't still decided on which one to get. Since Darren's in the chat, how do you enjoy your new tablet?
Aaron, you want to go over the features of your Huion?
I can just say like it or not.
Have you given any further thought to just getting like a map protector for your iPad?
Oh no, I don't want to use the pen in that. I mean the pencil, the Apple
Cobalt.
pencil.
Hold on, John. Sorry. Wow.
Still gotta think of a gag, but I guess this is what they look like now.
Go big or go bold. I don't know.
I think it's something, some poor pun like that.
Tracy, he says the Huion Canvas 16 works well for him so far.
Nice job, John.
Thank you. Oh, Michael, I didn't realize how much detail you're putting on that thing. It's good. I like the way how you're handling the fabric on the arm and all that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it a little different. So.
I'll be back in a second.
thinking about making this like a gray, but I can make it any color I want. I guess I could make him look like he's wearing a shiny leather. I don't know.
Yeah.
Darren's talking about say what you will about players to give gamers to play on easy. At least they can enjoy the games. I don't, you play the game however you want to play it.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember for me, it's like you could finish it on easy, but then if you want to see the true ending, you had to play on the normal or hard mode. So that was incentive for you to play the harder levels.
I usually play on the easier or the medium settings. I don't play any games on the hard mode. It's just frustrating.
And back.
Welcome back.
What was being talked about?
Playing games on easy versus hard.
Rendering
the flesh.
Depends. Like some games are just normally hard.
Yeah. And the consensus is pretty much just play the game however you want to play it.
Yeah. Or you can play Dark Souls and just torture yourself. Oh shoot, I'll draw that.
I guess it started to show more purple in the camera now that more of it was covered.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not as dark as what I see on paper, though.
So, John, do you do those dots yourself all the time? Like when you did the stars and the Yoda bookmark and stuff?
The what? Oh, the backgrounds? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you dot your spaces all the time?
Yeah.
As opposed to doing what?
A brush.
Yeah, some people use a brush to kind of do like star backgrounds. This is faster. But I just get like the pen tool and just make dot 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 dot.
Yeah.
Change the nib dot 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 dot. Make it smaller dot dot dot.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty good for not a brush.
Yeah. No, that was force of habit. And then in the olden days, when Xeroxing wasn't that good, I used to like actually just draw like circles like this and then fill in, because like there were no good like white pens back then.
Oh yeah.
So I would make like big screens like that of dots just like that. So it would take forever.
But yeah, wasn't Michael talking about even before with the panel texture stuff? What is that called?
Oh, with the
For
zip code?
shading. Yeah.
Half tone shading. And then there was that one that it was a chemical. It smelled really bad. It smelled like rotten eggs.
The Ozolite.
Is that what it was called? I forgot what it was called.
You forget I'm a dinosaur in the graphics industry.
It was called something else too. But yeah, it's like it made like when you put that on, it would make like when you added the water.
It's the same stuff when we make like the overhead transparencies originally.
Someone just posted that recently. It's like, who remembers the mimeograph machine?
I do.
Yeah, I do too. With that purple, smelly ink. Xerox machine.
Before we on the ship, where we didn't have space for like presses, like a printing press, we would use what's called a risograph, which is like a blue ink based printer.
Ah.
the risograph, RISO risograph.
Huh.
And then we had photo typesetters. Like, so when I would do the layout, and like I would draw the lines manually, like for forms and logs and charts and stuff like that. And then we had what we call a photo typesetter, and it had font negative disc and light sensitive paper, and it would increase or decrease the font size by changing the distance the disc was from the paper when it exposed it. So the larger your font was, the softer they would get because the light blue would be less crisp. You forget I'm zoomed in, so people can't see what the heck I'm drawing. Right. So this is just all the shading so far. It's just the same pen. I haven't tried using a different color yet. I'm just layering.
Yep. What is it? Commit to the stroke.
Right to the
Okay.
stroke. There's a good lesson in commit to the stroke.
What if you commit to the stroke and a cat jumps on your arm?
Then you have to cover up. But that's another skill worth learning too, though. When accident, like because I train for drawing at conventions. That's where a lot of my when you see me working on speed or stuff like that, it's because I'm trying to make sure I can do commissions in about an hour.
Yeah.
So a lot of my training goes toward how I can draw at a convention. Well, you're going to have accidents in real life at a convention, so you start figuring out how to cover up. Like maybe you have an ink bleed or something, and then I'm going to create a texture here that I wasn't planning on originally, but I have to cover up the ink bleed so that it looks intentional.
Happy accidents.
Happy accident.
Happy accidents.
I mean, I can show you examples later sometime, but where I've done commissions.
We all have those.
Happy accidents.
It's like,
So
it looks like
if you see a marble texture that just kind of seemed random, it's probably because I was trying to cover up ink stains or ink bleed from refilling the pen or overloading a pen and have it bleed out on the paper or something like that.
Or it's like, whoops. Well, I guess we're gonna put heavy shading here in black.
Okay. So this purple's probably too much. That's the difference there. So let me get closer to the BB 000.
I don't know anymore.
Does your cat behave, John? Doesn't jump on the desk?
Nah, she rarely does that.
I'll use a BB 02 for some darker areas just to help.
Yeah, it's looking good with just the one pen. Like that's all you need.
Well, this is the second one now. I'm creating darker
I was the
shadows.
same one.
No, but the first layer, first bit, like here, everywhere except for right here, is one pen. Now I'm just creating a more contrast where I want it, but it won't be as much coverage as I did with the first pen.
Michael had a good exercise for us one time at a comic jam where it's like you had to limit your palette to like 4 colors. I thought that was a good exercise.
Yeah, well, I can't take credit for it. Those are ideas that other people come up with. I just say, let's have Comic Jam do this.
Well, people do those all the time.
Yeah, I think they're cool though, because it's like, if you had to like break down your characters and just limit it to like a set amount of colors.
I don't think I've ever done it. Like even when the challenge was pretty big, it was like it intimidated me.
Yeah. But like if you're doing like shirt designs and things like that, like how like nowadays it's a little bit easier, but when they used to do like you had to pay for color, per screen. So that way you had to kind of improvise and figure out like how can I do this design with only like a set amount of screens.
Yeah,
and
good they look pretty stylish too, like the minimal.
Shoot, I forgot I was just looking at some art, and it was nice because it was just like black and white with some touches of red throughout the comic, and I was like, it was really nicely done. I might want to try that one day. Just do like a real minimal.
Go
Look
back,
to it.
yeah. A Gordon Ryder version of Sin City.
Yeah.
I like the Spider-Man.
Well, Dwayne's one was pretty good. His was that Adventures of M, where he did everything like in like a blue tone. That was actually nicely done.
Yeah, I've said that before. Like, I know someone who really likes monotones instead, and I was like, I love colors too much.
Yeah.
It's like, personally, I think I can't do it, but it's cool.
It's kind of an art too, because yeah, I mean, either way, you can either like have, if you don't know what you're doing with the monotone, it'll look kind of blah.
Boring. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I've seen somewhere like if they don't know how to use color, it's a little bit too much. It takes
Yeah.
away from the line work. You know?
Yeah, might work.
What color are the Mindflayer's eyes? I want to go with red, but I don't know if that's what they should be.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow.
Let's see. Most people are just drawing them like solid white.
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
I do white and like light effects around it, glow.
I'm still gonna go red. I'm just gonna put red around the edge.
I don't know what to do with the body here.
Put some amber in the joint. Give them a light green wrapping paper. Okay. And let's see. Let's go brown. Get some straps.
I don't know if this is a dumb question. So, would you take on the offer to steal anybody's art talent, or would you just keep working on your own? Instant steal of someone's talent.
When you say steal someone else's talent, does that mean they no longer have it?
No. You can compete with them and you can do your own things.
Because if it was that, I would not do that because I wouldn't want to deprive anybody else of their ability.
No, I don't think you're depriving them.
I don't know. That's a tough question.
Or maybe you have to look at examples.
Because anything that comes that easily just kind of loses its luster, There's something to be said for working for something,
I think I'm more lazy and evil then.
But I don't know. Let's see.
Fine, you can only take one trait they can do. Like, you like their lines, you'll take how they do lines or backgrounds. Like, who's makes the best backgrounds?
Backgrounds.
I think Ron's ability.
Ron's ability to point out your perspective is wrong.
Marshall Rogers did good backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to steal anybody's ability. That just seems wrong.
I probably have to kind of like look a little bit more about how people do backgrounds, because even like how like in anime they like even how they portray trees and mountains and all that is one way. And then I was looking at like some of like Jeff Smith's stuff when he did Bone and how he handles doing like like forests and things like that. So it's pretty interesting like to see how everyone does how they render certain areas. You can always apply it to your work.
Yeah, that's true.
The way Stan Sakai does like his water and his clouds are different from somebody else.
Oh, well, I have to check out how he does water and clouds now.
But here's the thing: is like I wouldn't steal anybody's ability, but we swipe from other artists all the time.
Yeah.
As far as visual techniques and methods.
And this is like magic hands, though. Like instant learn how to do it. Devil's hands. I think I once said I wanted to. What was it? Compositions, like so with anatomy or something, but I think I wouldn't ask for that now. Now I think it's just background still.
One of the artists I mentioned earlier, David Finch does like you say background. I'm not sure what kind of. See, that's different because it's you mean like cityscapes or landscapes or.
Oh, I think everything like just.
But those are different. Those are different muscles. Those are different drawing muscles.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Because like I don't know. Have you seen some Japanese artists? They can go from city to like forest in an instant.
But like the city is much more rigid. It's more draftsmanship.
I agree with John. Then take Ron's ability.
Well,
He's been doing forest and then he's doing boats now.
It's just a mindset. But like even like for me, it's like I always say I hate drawing with a ruler, because it always slows me down. But like if you're doing like buildings and stuff, of course you're gonna have to use like straight edges and so forth.
Oh, true.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, but I mean it looks better,
Well, it may help you for perspective, but I would actually like when you're doing the penciling, I would say use the ruler. When you do the inking, I would actually kind of advise against that because
really?
Because those little errors that creep in by doing it by hand make it look more natural.
This is true because it does look different when you use a ruler versus when you freehand the line.
But this is me. I'm weird.
I mean, like I said, everybody has their own way of working, So
Trying to figure out what colors to. I don't want to get too garish.
I think I'm done with my troglodyte.
Troglodyte. Troglodyte. That was an insult when we were younger.
It still is an insult. People use it still yet.
Do they really? I haven't heard troglodyte since like the early '90s.
No, they use it like they say it instead of troll.
I think what was it?
Too many letters.
Too many letters. Yeah. People
Well,
can't type.
it's easier to write troll than troglodyte.
Yeah.
I heard it in YouTube.
They can fight. And then the purple worm.
I think Clueless was probably the last time I heard troglodyte.
Yeah. And then I did some skeleton warriors. So I'm having fun doing these.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Probably should clean up my elf.
Wait, I want to see the elf one. Oh.
Yeah, I did this the other night. So.
Oh.
Elvis.
Elvis. He's the king. Oh, I should put a crown on him.
Oh. And then you draw like an elf that looks full of himself and it's selfish.
There you go. See, you're getting it.
Hanging out with John too much in the room.
It's all puns. That's what it is.
All puns.
People like puns. Lowest form of comedy, lowest form of comedy, but people like them.
People being Alan.
Oh, come on. You've seen the syndicated stuff.
So how's Zori?
She's all right. She's all right. She's sitting next to me right now.
Oh.
Just keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
That's good. She seems so well behaved sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But yeah, I got to start working on that collection of comic strips, among other things. Although, yeah, I may have some other gigs coming up.
So I did go with the green accent, help go with the purple. So I'm going to make that and then that. So we have kind of
Let me see what's going on there. Yeah, it's cool. I
Then
guess
put the
the
green
nice.
on the cowl and the green on the skirt kind of thing, and have that, like I said, that gives you those opposite green points to point toward the center focal point.
Nice contrast. I guess the nice thing about the Copics is you can keep layering them as well,
Up to a certain point, yeah.
Yeah, but you can layer them and kind of come up with different effects, which I think is kind of cool.
And this is that Copic paper too, so like you see it doesn't soak through. Because I'm putting it on pretty heavy in some spots.
Okay. I was curious about that. How well that paper did. I mean, I see this selling it.
Well, I mean, it's designed for Copic, so like I said, it does real good at not soaking through. The one thing that I don't like about it is it's not a bright white. It's kind of like an eggshell white.
Oh, okay. How's the thickness? Is it thin?
No, it's this stuff's fairly thick. I want to say maybe 60 pounds. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but
yeah. Because early on, I remember trying one, and it was a little bit too thin for me. I just couldn't use it.
Well, it's not as thick as the cardstock you use. Yeah, but it's not as thin as regular paper by any means.
Mm-hmm.
You have your next stream topic yet, or do you want to toss around ideas?
No, I'm not even sure when the next stream is going to be yet, because I got the interview Saturday. Trying to figure out if I want to do another stream that day or wait till Sunday. Don't really feel like doing anything Thursday. my home day, but
You off tomorrow?
I'm in the office tomorrow. I was home today.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say, you're on late tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was watching YouTube and just doing stuff and say, I need to draw.
That's good.
Get off my butt or something.
I hear you. What was I doing earlier? Oh, I know what I was doing. I was doing some little goofy little things.
Goofy little things.
Well, because I remember we were in the room and we were chatting and I was drawing, but I was like, what was I drawing? I don't even remember what I was drawing.
Yeah, I remember a face splat one. then
Oh, this one you're talking about the.
yeah, is that you?
Yeah, like I said, so my friend's been sending like these little quotations, about friendship. So it's like this one is our friendship is the popcorn and the cinema of life.
Oh, hold on a second. Good job.
So yeah, so she's been sending me these quotes on top. Our friendship is the popcorn and the cinema of life. So then I would be cynical and just write like some days it felt
Oh,
like the floor of a theater.
Why is this popcorn burnt?
Yeah, exactly. The unpopped one. Yeah, so there's been various ones. So I've just been kind of messing with them.
I like that. The pessimism. Keep
Yeah,
adding to the void.
exactly.
I mean, you'll get some optimism from it too.
Nah, I'm
She's,
just
she's
doing it
doing
for
it
a
on the
laugh.
top.
I'm just doing it for a laugh. I'm not taking it seriously. I don't intend to, offend anyone. But
You sure?
nah, you know me. I'm pretty conscious about that.
I mean, you're hyper conscious about it,
Yeah.
judging from some of the conversations we've had, offline.
Yeah. It's like, ah,
You think it's Chet's looking pretty stylish, right?
good.
Yep.
All right. I think
Coloring the cape really adds to it. Yes.
I'm gonna hop off. So
Yeah, I'm not going to be on too much longer myself.
yeah. Okay. Well, good to see you, everyone.
Yeah, we had a pretty good drawing day.
Okay. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Chet, the Mindflayer. So how's your mom doing, Tracy?
That's a random question. She's doing fine. She doesn't go out much because she has coughing from just respiratory problems in general.
Oh, okay. Right.
So we are staying safe at home.
I haven't seen her in a while. So. Curious.
Oh yeah, I forgot you actually know her.
I met her. I wouldn't say I know her well, but I met her.
Yeah.
It's probably been over a year since I've seen her, though.
Yeah. Since some kind of school draw meeting.
Yeah, I mean, what is her? Or I mean, you want to say what her thoughts are? I mean, we are streaming, so you might not want to about the possibility of going back to school.
Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, definitely not go back to school. No. Like especially now.
Yeah, I'm glad my kids aren't school age anymore because the prospect would just suck. There's no good answer right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell her you were saying how is she.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your favorite director then?
Favorite director. I don't know that I'm that versed on directors. Probably Taika Waititi right now.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good option.
Um,
My favorite thing I saw him tweet about was someone was like, "Oh, your movie sounds like it's gonna suck," and he says, "Shh, you don't know what you want until I give it to you."
mhm.
That was pretty confident. Did you watch his Wilder People movie? I actually watched that like a few months ago.
Yeah, Search for the Wilder People. I've seen that. I've seen the vampire one. What was it called? What We Do in
What
the
We Do in the
Shadows.
Shadows.
I haven't watched the TV series though. The What We Do in the Shadows TV series. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was pretty funny. And then I saw Jojo Rabbit too.
Did you like him in Green Lantern? Did you even see? He's in Green Lantern.
I didn't see. He is?
Yeah, he's like the
Uh,
best friend, and he's like the Ryan Reynolds' best friend in Green Lantern.
No, I didn't see Green Lantern.
Let's see, the light gray.
Did you ever draw that version of Green Lantern? Like just for a joke?
The Ryan Reynolds version? No,
Yeah.
I cannot say that I have. Light pencil. That's about it. All right. People still watching, amazingly. Tracy, you want to bring your stuff up on screen?
Sure.
You tell us what you're drawing. Your OC. What's this
Yep.
character's name?
What?
What's this character's name?
Oh, I just call him the Golden Dragon because he's based off the myth of the Golden Dragon, which is the Earth creator god in Chinese mythology.
Okay.
I'm trying to go for like an older man look. I don't look that old here. He usually looks older. I don't know. I'm trying to just make this height chart.
He's supposed to be older?
Yeah, I'd say about 50.
That's not a very old looking character.
I drew him older looking in before. Let me pull it up. He looked older somewhere else. That's what I said. It depends on the night I draw these.
Well, the only difference between old and young is a few extra lines. So
Like, I think he looks older here in this one. I still don't. Yeah.
a little. And it's only because you have a few extra lines above the eyes on the eyelids.
Oops, that's not a good one. Yeah. I should pick a definite age. I don't know like if I should go for actual age or like ageless yet. Time to add more lines then.
Maybe he changes
Yeah.
depending on who he's talking to.
No. Yeah, I can add more lines.
Yeah, like I said, the only difference between young and old is a few extra lines. You know,
I looks too tired.
that's why like a lot of people, like myself included, sometimes have trouble drawing women because when we draw guys or like creatures like this, you get away with a lot of lines and it's okay. But if you draw a woman with a lot of lines, it just ages them so quickly. That's my white for the shine and the metal, and then I'm just about done.
I said I think I've been slightly improving in anatomy lately because I've been looking into like, plastic figures that are expensive. And then I like to like stare at how they like stand on the stand.
If you want to get some posable figures with musculature, I recommend the Fiken. I think it's Phicen, Fiken.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that brand. But yeah, I've been just looking at like still figures too. It's like,
You want to hold on a second? I'll grab. I have one. I have a female Fiken. Hold on a second. I don't use my references as much as I should. But this is the female super flexible 1/6 scale. Come on. Get the box open. I should probably use this more often. It's good for. I have a headless one, so it's just for body proportions and stuff.
oh, why would they leave it headless? It's kind of weird.
Well, you can buy different heads for it. So you can buy custom made heads for it. Okay, what's going on? We're trying to get the box open. Come on. I don't want to tear the box. Maybe the top doesn't want to open. The top opens. Okay. Put myself back in the stream. So this is the female Fiken person. Lost it. A couple different hands. And the hands are like falling all over the place. But it's jointed figure, but it's covered with like a flesh tone, like a latex. So it looks more natural when you're posing it. You want to see the muscles.
That's it. So I can like keep it in my search right now.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
I think it's Phicen. Hold on, I'll look at the box and see if it's on there. I'm trying to put the parts back in here though. Let's see if hand goes where.
Oh, Fice. It's like Fiken with an E. And they cost.
They're not too expensive. I mean, I think I paid about $70 for this one.
I like that it's more seamless and not ball jointed because.
Right, and that's the thing. It's a more natural pose. Plus, they have different physiques that you can buy if you want, if you need. I just bought like the standard, average size, but they have a busty one. They have a more athletic one with smaller breasts. They have, same thing for guys. They have like a really heavily muscled and then like a leaner muscle. Well, I think Chet's just about done. What do you think? He needs a background, huh? Just put some maybe a table with some like potions or something on it behind him.
Yeah, and Yeah, I don't want to like suggest something that'll ruin it, like a shadow or something. Oh, they're going for about $50 on this site
Yeah.
for the
Well, it's been a while.
headless ones.
Yeah, it's been a while since I bought mine. I paid about 70. So if they're 50 now, that would be a deal.
The ones with heads are around $160.
But like I said, the thing is, you can buy different heads. So, um, like for the male figures, they have like Arnold Schwarzenegger heads and Rambo heads, and for the
This
women,
basic lady head is like with body with the head is like $50.
yeah. But it is good. I don't recommend it. They're pretty flexible. Now the fingers aren't, but they're not flexible in the fingers. But they do come with different hands, so you can have like a fist or an open hand, or
Yeah, that's pretty cool. If I find one I like, I'll probably order it.
but I have the female because that's my weak area drawing, so I want to have a female if I need it. Comes in handy sometimes.
Oh yeah, probably for like arms.
Well, mainly for like weird foreshortened angles that I have trouble visualizing in my head. So kind of glassware and stuff to put behind them. Look appropriately D&D ish. Yeah. Maybe a big tome on the table or something.
Oh, that one. Oh, I drew on the wrong layer. Oh, the common mistake.
Hi, Diane. Diane's in the chat. We'll be
Hello.
wrapping up pretty soon, Diane, but are you still multiple streaming people?
Huh.
Oh, Storm Person. Who's Storm Person? Hello, Storm Person.
Hey,
New name for us. Where you at, Storm Person?
I am just sitting here and music in the background.
Okay. Do you happen to draw?
No,
No? Okay, well, that's fine. You don't have to. Just hanging out drawing. What did I do with my brush pen?
we
You can hang out for a few minutes, Diane. Since I added in a background on Chet the Mindflayer, I figured I'll go ahead and ink it and color it. Maybe another 30 minutes or so. Shouldn't take too long to do. I can find my supplies. Oh, there it is. It's on the table. So, Storm, what brings you into the stream? Just looking for something to hang out?
Hello.
Quiet? It's all good. Oh,
Thank you, Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Because Robbie Cox wanted to be sucked.
Well then.
okay. Just a troll. Speaking of troglodytes.
That was awkward. Like
Yeah.
they
it's okay.
kind of put in effort in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, people are strange. But I'll keep taking these chances, you know. Because every now and then you get new friends out of it. You know?
I mean, I guess.
Put them out there. Ganesh, the Hindu elephant god. Well, yeah, I guess he could kind of look like that, but he's got an extra couple tentacles for an elephant god. An extra couple snouts if you're thinking of his elephants.
Kind of does look like it, actually. Like from a distance. The gray.
Diane, we haven't seen you in a while. You must have found some new streams to check out, huh? Somebody more interesting, more fascinating.
Oh, don't say that.
I can live with it. Gray trunk-like things. Yeah. Well, one of the things, like, because I mentioned this earlier, but this is actually more purple than it looks on screen. The gray. Big ass Sharpie. Put the shading under the table edge. Alex and Diane, I don't know where you've been, but I've been live streaming quite a bit. It's just not normally, or normally it's scheduled. This is the first time in a while I've just decided to do one for the heck of it. Sitting here watching YouTube, and I said, I should just be making something. Chet the Mindflayer floating around from last session. I said, I think I'd like to color in Chet the Mindflayer. Not color him in, but ink him in. And of course, once he was inked, it's like, well, might as well add color.
Yeah, might as well.
Yes, Diane, I have. At least once a week. Oh, you're back at work. That's good. I suppose. I mean, that is good, right? Once you're back to work.
The outfit. Okay, so theoretically, Michael, if you did have to decide on a project, what would be the setting,
Say
like
again.
for a story? If you had to think of a story, like one that would pique your interest, what setting would you like?
Oh, probably something. Probably something out in nature, so I wouldn't have to draw buildings.
Because my joke is always that.
Probably not the answer you wanted, but that's.
No, and you can do like some kind of survival thing where a guy cuts open deer and stuff, and I don't know. Or like indigenous people living off the land.
The comic idea I had was for. Are you familiar with the cartoon Sliders?
No.
The TV show Sliders. No. So like these people that like jump from dimension to dimension.
Oh.
So my thought was to do something like that, but the idea was that the person that jumped couldn't control when or how. So he suffers from PTSD because he's been just jumping from dimension to dimension.
Because there's no.
For years. And then the idea to have dimensions allows you to create whatever environment you want to draw at that particular time.
Yeah, I like that. It opens possibility for your own sake.
So if you get bored or like, oh, I'm tired of drawing, Western stuff, and I can have them hop into a noir setting or,
I like that. It's flexible. I was saying my joke is like, what I learned I hated to learn was medieval settings. I know, I think you said you learned it or something, but I was like, oh, I am bored. I mean,
It depends.
technical.
It depends on the art style I'm using, but I kind of like if you're doing painterly style, where you're just like not worried about really tight details, then castles are kind of fun to draw because you can just if you just like slap down shapes and then slap down darker shapes next to it, they just kind of build stuff out of the sketchings.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm meaning like all over, like not just the setting, but like their politics and things too, like to learn about that kind of things. I think I would be okay drawing castles, but yeah, it's like I really like all these bolts and stuff. But then that makes no sense because I'm like totally open to the thought of learning about feudal Asian things. So it's like, what am I talking about?
All right. So does having stuff on a table behind them help set them in some kind of reality?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like that. Have you tried drawing cars?
Well, at some point, sure.
I noticed if ever you ask Ron to like for a suggestion on what to draw, it goes to cars.
That's his strength.
So I'm always like, I gotta be
But
prepped
he
to
likes
draw
to
a car.
he likes to push people to draw stuff they're not comfortable with too. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I gotta be prepped to draw a car eventually.
I mean, it's good to stretch. We've done the challenges in the past. We've done vehicle challenges. I've drawn boats and submarines and cars and tanks and again not my strength, but I'm willing to do them. Like if you ever want to tell a story, you gotta be able to put it in some kind of setting and modes of transportation is a consideration.
Draw like a really simple car. No, I know.
What colored liquid should be in the bottle, Diane? Yeah, Diane says when I challenge myself, I draw cute stuff because I'm not known for drawing cute stuff. I leave the cute stuff to read.
True.
Reed's good at the cute stuff. Right here, Diane. What color should I make the liquid in the bottle? Give me a color.
Well, I thought during the charity stream, Michael's Hatsune Miku was pretty cute.
Which one?
Your chibi of Hatsune Miku.
Oh, okay.
That was surprising on the spot.
Yeah. Well, but see, that's a different skill set. Is just to be able to try and draw different things,
Wow, this neck is caving in on itself.
Purple liquid. Okay, Diane, I'll make it purple liquid. Got it. There you go. I'm guessing that person that came in must have been from the YouTube side. The Facebook and Twitch folks tend not to be so trollish.
Maybe Twitch.
No, I've had really good luck with Twitch so far. I haven't anybody come join me in Twitch, but the people I've chatted with on Twitch are pretty cool. Let's see. A different purple than what we got in.
I suppose these two. Exciting. Yeah, YouTube's pretty bad.
Yeah, YouTube's where I've had the worst luck, but like I said, I'm not going to dissuade me from taking chances.
I don't know what they get out of it. It's not like they got a reaction.
Yeah. Well, they left themselves before I had a chance to boot them, so they didn't even get the satisfaction of getting kicked out.
Oh well, lonely people.
All right. Chet. Chet is done. Calling Chet done. Chet the Mindflayer.
Wow, the desk came out pretty good. That was a good call, adding it.
Just to give him something to have, makes him look more studious, right?
Yep.
Chet the Mindflayer. Okay, well, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for joining, Tracy, and John, who was here earlier, and Diane, thanks for stopping by, and Darren, who was watching it for earlier.
Yep.
And who else stopped by to watch? Chun Yi came by and watched for a little bit. So, yeah, it's all good. I don't know. I'll probably do something on the weekend, Tracy, but I'm still not sure what, because Jackson's interview is going to be like at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'll be able to do something else during the day. Yeah, Diane, since you're here, just so you know, Jackson Chun's the next interview for Saturday morning at 9. That's the next interview. So it'll be on your off day, right? Or are you working Saturday? Is the library open to the public, Diane? Or are you just working, doing stuff? Let's take a look at Tracy's stuff since Chet's done.
Well, that's how far I got today. Well, I'm gonna keep going after the stream.
Yeah.
Because I have to research what an emperor's robe looks like.
Well, like we were talking about, royal colors, purples, golds, blues, reds, very, very bright colors.
He's the golden dragon, so I guess I'm gonna stick with all gold.
Well, you could do purple accents because purple and gold go well together. Let's see. Diane says they're doing curbside service at the library. Circulation is outside. We answer phones and questions and stuff. Oh, okay. Well, do what you have to stay safe. And right now, we're open at 9 on Saturdays. Well, fine. Be that way, Diane. That's why we haven't seen Diane, though. She's been busy. That's good, though. Busy's good. Busy makes the time go by.
It depends. Sometimes you can be running around and...
Yeah. Okay. Well, Tracy, again, thanks for joining me. What, are you gonna go hang out in the group room now and continue?
Um,
Or is it on your
nah.
own?
But
Right,
yeah,
good night, all.
you can always join us in the group room too.
Yeah.
Anyone can join us in the group room.
I saw you guys in there earlier, but I was watching stuff earlier, and then when I hopped on to see if you were there, you weren't. So I was like, well,
Yeah, or you could be like, who was here earlier in the group, Chun? On this stream.
Chun-Yi.
And then he came in into the jam group, but we
Mhm.
were like, our topic right then was, what's your deepest, darkest fear? And then I think we freaked him out.
All right, good
Oh,
night, Diane. Good night, Tracy.